Good morning, everyone. Welcome. And I believe we are broadcasting on our social media as well already. So if you're joining us on Facebook or on YouTube Live, welcome. We will be getting started shortly. We're just giving everyone a little bit of time to join us, okay? And before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please make sure you submit them at the bottom of the panel, which is on the Q&A section. Go ahead and submit them there. You can submit them anonymously or leave your name. Ms. Terry will be answering them depending throughout the presentation or at the end. You could also submit them through the chat, but we would prefer for you to send them through the Q&A. If you are joining us via Facebook or YouTube, we do have our tech support on standby. They will be sending us the questions to us so that Ms. Terry can answer those for you. All right, perfect. So I see a lot of people have joined us. Thank you so much. Good morning. My name is Idali Tiscareño. I am the marketing specialist for the Women's Business Border Center, an ETA center for your El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today, we are presenting to you the F.A.S.T.E.R grant program, and this is an online training by none other than Ms. Terry Reed. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, I want to talk to you a little bit about our organization, and you probably already know some of this information. So it's just like a little intro. And for anyone that does not know our organization, go ahead and visit our website if you want to, or give us a call for more information. And we're actually celebrating 30 years of serving our El Paso community. And our vision of the Chamber is to continue to be the core component for the El Paso region in fostering entrepreneurial economic development, where our existing companies are growing, where our entrepreneurs are reaching new horizons, and where our small minority and women-owned businesses are thriving and outpacing all other markets. So what are the benefits of the Chamber? We have all kinds of benefits. Of course, you probably already know about our networking events. Our most popular one is our Café Pan Dulce, which has actually gone virtual because of COVID-19, of course. And we still have a lot of fun, even though it's right here in front of a computer. We make it a lot of fun. We also have business development. So we have plenty of business development specialists who can assist you to take your business to the next level. We have financing, so financial opportunities like the grants, for example. We have procurement, which Ms. Terry knows all about procurement. So she's our procurement guru. And we have advocacy. We have a team of advocacy professionals that advocate for your business. And that's all EPHCC. We have our Entrepreneurial Technical Assistance Centers, which Ms. Terry is actually the Vice President for the ETA centers here at the Chamber. And that consists of the Minority Business Development Agency Business Center, the Women's Business Border Center, and the Minority Women's Enterprise Diversity Center. So the WBBC, it's a joint partnership between the EPHCC and the U.S. Small Business Administration. The MBDA Business Center, it's funded by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and operated by our Hispanic Chamber. And the MWDC is funded by the U.S. Department of Commerce and also operated by the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So before we get started, I do want to give a few announcements. So this is the English version of our online training for the F.A.S.T.E.R program, but do remember that we have a Spanish version, a Spanish session today at 2 p.m. We do have Ms. Aglae Porras presenting that session for us. So if you know of anyone that could benefit in having the Spanish session, go ahead and send them the registration link. It's on our Facebook. It's basically all over our social media and on our website as well. Or you can just email the faster@ephcc.org and we can send you the registration link for the Spanish session. And then we also have the Guide to 2021 Tax Season for Small Businesses online training as well with Martha Garcia Knott from Black Advisors. And that's going to be on January 21st at 2 p.m. So if you want to register, go ahead and send us an email and we can go ahead and send you that registration link. So the reason why you're here and why you're registered, you want to learn a little bit more about the F.A.S.T.E.R program, basically everything that it entails. So I do want to welcome Ms. Terry Reed, Senior Vice President of the ETA Centers and the MBDA Project Director. Welcome, Ms. Terry. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm doing fine. And I hope everybody out there is doing well today as well. I'm excited to talk with everyone today about the FAST-E.R grant program made possible through the County of El Paso, part of which the Hispanic Chamber will be administering, which has this is a grant program that has been made available to business, and hopefully our presentation will alleviate some of your concerns and really answer and clarify any questions that you might have out there. On January the 5th, the County of El Paso began the process of pumping $10 million into our community to aid small businesses located in El Paso County, which have been negatively affected by COVID-19 through its financial assistance for safety, technology, and economic resilience, or FAST-E.R grant program. This assistance is available through administrators like the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in several forms, including grants, loans that have a forgivable component, and technical assistance. For a full list of the resources and the providers, please go to www.elpasobusinessstrong.org. Click on the Financial Assistance tab to see all of the grants and loan programs that are currently available and what fits your business. Remember, you can apply for one grant and one loan program if needed for your business. Now, I'm going to share my screen and go over this itinerary with you. We're going to start with the requirements of the FAST-E.R grant program. And again, we'll take questions. I can take them. Delia is going to make sure that I get them either as we go or if you hold them until the end. And again, this presentation is about our grant program so that you are aware of it. If you are interested in any of the others, please click on them on the epbusinessstrong.org and find out more information. So with that, we'll get started. So any completed grant application should be emailed to us at faster@ephcc.org. Don't send it to my email address or any of the other business development specialists that you may know. Make sure it goes to faster@ephcc.org. You may also hand deliver your program or your package Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5:30 here at the Hispanic Chamber. Address your envelope to the FAST-E.R grant program, and we are at 2401 East Missouri. For any questions at all, please call 915-566-4066. I'll also give you a tip. Don't mail your grant application and don't try to submit it online. There really is no mechanism to do that. The package is online at the Hispanic Chamber on our landing page, so you can find it on our www.ephcc.org website, where you can download the package, the application, the self-certification, and the client information form, but you cannot submit them to us via online. They can only be submitted by being scanned and emailed or hand delivered. The deadline to receive the applications is Monday, March the 15th, 2021. But we recommend that you do not wait until the last day to submit your application. As you have found out, when money is made available, it goes quickly. So please, if you are interested, ask for an application or go to our website, complete it, and send it to us. Applications will be reviewed and grant awards will be made every 2 weeks until all of our funding is exhausted. Of that $10 million made available to the county, the Hispanic Chamber will be granting out $1.5 million. Please be sure to include your primary and secondary phone numbers and emails. Non-responsive applicants will not be processed. If there's not a phone number or a valid email that you respond to, we will have to stop processing that application. So be sure that your primary and secondary phone numbers and emails are included. So a quick grant overview. This money is being made available right now through March the 15th of 2021. Any small minority, woman, or veteran-owned business within the County of El Paso may apply. Preference is going to be provided to businesses located in our outlying rural areas. Areas like Anthony, Texas, Vinton, and Canutillo, Horizon City, Socorro, Fabens, Sanelli, Tornillo, Clint, and even Fort Hancock are going to be considered priority. But if you are located within the city limits of El Paso, this is a grant for you as well. So please do apply. The El Paso Hispanic Chamber will be administering grants with two programs, the Build Safe Grant Program for up to $10,000 and the Commercial Assistance Grant Program as well, up to $10,000. And I'll go into more detail about those shortly. Again, applications can be submitted electronically to FASTER@ephcc.org or hand delivered. I'm going to give you a couple more of the eligibility requirements. These are important. Eligible clients must provide services and operate their business within the county limits of El Paso, Texas. These can include sole proprietorships, partnerships, corporations, or any other legal business structure, including nonprofits. You must have an EIN number, an employer identification number. If you don't have one, our business development specialist can help you to have one. You must have been in existence, or your business has to have been registered on or before January the 1st of 2020. You must have less than 30 employees, and you have to be able to document that you lost at least 15% in revenue since March 1st of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And we'll help you through what documents or what information you can provide that will document that. And you must have less than 3 million in gross business revenues annually. Some of the excluded businesses are going to include any business whose primary income comes from rental or income producing properties. Any business that operates as an age restricted business. This includes bars, clubs, tattoo parlors, tobacco and smoke shops. Any business that is owned by an employee of El Paso County is not eligible. Anybody who has been a party to a lawsuit against the county within the past 24 months, has been terminated in the past 24 months by the county for insufficient performance, or any business entity that has received a citation for failure to comply with a health directive order issued by the governor or by the county judge. Any sexually oriented business, any business that derives more than 1/3 of its annual income from gambling activities, any business engaging in illegal activities, any business that sells cannabis or cannabis-related products, any business in a current and active bankruptcy, a government entity, or a finance company. So those are a list of ineligible businesses excluded from being able to apply for this grant. As I mentioned earlier, the Chamber is administering this grant. We're going to screen all of our business applicants for eligibility, make sure that they are eligible to apply, and then give them some time if they need to provide any additional documentation. Any businesses not responding to the request for information are going to be deemed ineligible. So let me tell you about the two different grant programs. You can apply for a Build Safe grant program, which is going to help you with improvements to your business or buying specialized equipment. So if you would like to create a drive-through or a walk-up service window. This is going to help you avoid spreading the virus. It's going to help you to be more of a low-touch kind of business. And that's exactly what the purpose is of the Build Safe Grant program. This is up to $10,000. You can also apply for plexiglass or other clear shields that you can use at strategic locations inside your business. Air filtration, bipolar ionization, UV light purification systems. These are all eligible uses of these funds, including other specialized equipment that limits the spread of the virus, like antimicrobial mats for your floors, touchless door entry, automatic flush toilets, motion sensor faucets, or motion sensor light fixtures. Also included in eligible expense will be anything that helps you to facilitate delivery, curbside service, al fresco dining, or other services that encourage zero interaction with customers indoors. Construction of open or semi-open facilities to move operations involving interaction with customers away from your indoor facilities. So spreading them out, allowing for more social distancing. And then any investments in technology that allow your employees to work from home for at least 120 days. So laptops, cell phones, increasing digital sales, replacement of your current POS system or point of sale that allows for touchless payments. All of those costs can total up to the maximum of $10,000. We'll need some invoices, send us your shopping cart if you've already selected these kinds of things. So we'll know exactly what the item is and exactly how much it's going to cost. The second grant program is the Commercial Assistance Grant Program, and you can apply for both. If you are in need of both of these types of funding, you can apply to us for both. The maximum for each is $10,000. So for the commercial assistance, this is to help you with any past due or current commercial mortgage or rent, and any business utilities that you are either past due on or current. We can help you with those. We'll need a statement, and we'll go into what the documentation is, but we'll need a statement from you that says, this is how much I paid, this is how much I'm behind, and these are the months it's going to cover. So really cut and dry, whatever mortgage or rent for your business that you're behind or current, and any current or past due business utility invoices up to $10,000. Some of the non-eligible use of funds are salaries, employee compensation, or bonuses, any food or beverages, entertainment expenses, travel related, adapters, Alexa type devices, sophisticated speakers, alcohol, or medicines of any kind. And again, we're going to look at each application as it comes to us. So if it has something to do with you being able to work more safely and effectively due to COVID, then let us take a look at it. With that, I'm going to stop sharing the initial overview of the grant. And let me take a look at some of the questions. I see one
Yes, we
question.
have a few of them.
One of the questions that I see is, if the business was registered on February the 1st, should it apply for this loan? And why are those businesses being excluded when the disruption to business services was not until late March? So that is a requirement of the county, but again, send it to me. Let me take a look at it. It may not just exclude your business. And it's not a loan, it's a grant through the chamber. So through the chamber, this is a grant program. Let me take a look at it and see what kind of business you have. Let's look at the loss and see if we can't help you through it.
Yes, Ms. Terry, thank you. And then I did see some attendees asking for a copy of the presentation. So what we can do is we can send you the YouTube link to the recording of this session, since we don't actually have like a PowerPoint presentation. And I think that would be the best way to do it. We can do that at the end of the session. And then also someone requested you to repeat that website, the EP Business Strong website.
Right?
And I believe it was the slash financial dash assistance. Was that correct?
Correct. So it
Perfect.
is www, and I'm sure we'll put it in the chat line there too.
Yes, I already did.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Perfect.
And then we also left the ephcc.org website where you can find the application. Just FYI, anyone that joined us a little bit late, we have those links on the chat. So go ahead and look for those.
Great. So now I'm going to go over the grant application package. It doesn't take too long to put this together. What takes a few minutes is to gather the data, the material that we need in addition to it. So I would start with the checklist. And here we go. As soon as I finish with this, we'll take all the other questions. So your exhibits should be current and presented in the order that's provided. If a required exhibit is not applicable to your business, I would still put a sheet of paper in there that says it's not applicable. That lets us reviewing your package know that you didn't just skip it, it's not applicable to your business. So the first thing will be a completed and signed grant application. It's only 2 pages. It's very, very short. A completed client information form, which we will attach to your email when you let us know that you're interested and we respond to you. That client information form is there. Very basic 1-page demographic on your company. Just let us know about you. The third thing we're going to ask for is some business structure documents. So a copy of your DBA, your assumed name license, any of your legal formation, certificate of filing, anything that you submit to us based on the formation of your business. Again, we'll need an employer identification number or a tax ID number, and you provide that directly on the application. If you don't have one and you need one, let us know and our business specialist can help you. Our next exhibit is loss due to COVID. So we need businesses to be able to let us know that they've lost at least 15% in revenue since March the 1st due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We have several examples of documents that are acceptable for this, including a comparable bank statement indicating your loss. Notice that you had to close as a non-essential business. A comparable profit and loss statement, so one from March maybe, and then one from April, showing the decline that happened to your business. We also are providing a self-certification document that the county did approve for us to use that means that you basically can bypass submitting the financials and just sign a form that indicates you did have a loss in revenue due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Believe me, the county and all of the city, everybody knows that businesses have been affected. For the location of your business, we need a business lease or a utility bill and the name of the business showing your address. Your business registration will also suffice. If you don't have anything at all, or even a copy of the mail that's received at your business location, we'll take that. And we also have a database that we can check if you don't have any of the above. Proof of ownership, we need to know who the owner is and we need to see something about the owner. So the most current income tax return that the owner has, a payroll list, or even a salary stub. And I'll show you samples of that in just a moment. Exhibit 8 and 9. Applicants for the Commercial Assistance Grant Program need to provide us with some information if they're going to be asking for commercial rent or mortgage. We need to know, let us see a lease, let us know who your landlord is or your property manager, and then a copy of whatever bills are past due. We don't need bills for the entire month. We only need the ones that or for the entire year. We only need the ones that you're asking us to cover with the grant funding. For the applicants that are asking for the operational safety improvement program part, we'll need to see an invoice or an estimate. If it's going to be building or remodeling, we need to see something from a contractor. We'll even take a copy of your shopping cart. If you're going to be finding some of this stuff on Amazon or Lowe's or any of the Office Depot or business supply companies, as long as we have the item and the cost, then we will be able to attach that to the grant where it needs to go. Item 12 then is your identification. I need the ID of the current owner. And Exhibit 10 and 11 are really going over the same thing, the use of funds form. We actually have a form that you need to complete and then attach the estimates to that. So that's it. That's the whole packet. It's not too bad. It doesn't take too long to put together. And now we'll just look at the grant application itself. So if you are questions, if you have any questions, give us a call at 566-4066. We have business development specialists that can answer your questions and walk you through it in English or in Spanish. The application's in English, but we can go through it with you in Spanish if that's more comfortable for you. Please get
Ms. Terry, can you hear me? I think we're having some connection problems with Ms. Terry's video. So let's just give her a minute here to see if she can reconnect. Ms. Terry, can you hear us? Ms. Terry, we can hear me. Try logging off and logging back into the webinar, please. All right, I think she logged off. So let's just wait a little bit for her to log back in. We apologize for those tech issues we're having. So I see we have a lot of questions coming in. Thank you so much. I know we're only going up till 11 a.m. So give me a second. So she is trying to log in as we speak. So just give us about a minute or two. I'm trying to see here at the questions and maybe I can answer some of these for you. So I have someone asking, are we allowed to apply to both grants? I believe you can. Like I said, if you have any more questions, this webinar goes till 11 a.m. If your answer isn't, we're not able to answer your question in the session, you can always email faster@ephcc.org. Or you can give us a call at 915-566-4066. I have already personally added the email and the phone number on the chat. So go ahead and look for that. And we've also sent both websites that Ms. Terry mentioned. So she mentioned the epbusinessstrong.org website, which we already put on the chat. Right there, you can find all the different programs and grants available for the FAST-ER program. There's a lot of different community partners working through these programs and grants. And I can actually share my screen here. Let me do that while she logs in. There we go. There she is. Hi, Ms. Terry. Yay. Okay. I was just talking to them about the websites that we already put them on the chat, and I was about to share my screen, but you can go ahead and take over again.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. The grant application. If you are applying for both of these grants, please indicate that on the application, the Build Safe and the Commercial Assistance Grant. It's going to ask, how did you hear about this grant program? What is the legal name of your business and the name as it should appear on the check if awarded? If they're different, please indicate how that's different. Your employer or tax ID number, the name of the business owner, your email address, primary contact phone number, your business street address, the zip code, and the name of a secondary contact in case the owner is not available. It's very important that if we can't reach you, we do have somebody else that we can reach out to get some responses. Your business structure, if you're a nonprofit, please indicate that under other and specify that it's a nonprofit. The type of business, provide a brief description, indicate the date that the business was registered or started. And we've had a lot of questions about this one. If you registered the business sometime in 2019, but didn't really open the doors until 2020, we can definitely take the registration date, the date that you registered the business. This question, does the business generate less than 3 million in gross revenues? This one's important. It's an eligibility question. So in order to be eligible, you do have to generate less than 3 million in gross revenues. The number of employees at the end of 2019, and then the number of current employees. Page 2, again, very important because these 7 questions are eligibility questions. If you answer yes, you will not be considered eligible for this grant. So is the business is this a business whose primary income is derived from rental income producing properties? If that's a yes, you won't be eligible. If the business is an age-restricted business like a bar, a nightclub, or a tattoo parlor, that is also an eligibility question. Are the owner or owners employed by the El Paso County? Has the owner or owners been party to a lawsuit against the county in the past 24 months? Have the owner or owners been party to a contract with El Paso County that has been terminated in the past 24 months because of insufficient performance? Or have the owners received a citation for failure to comply with health directives? And lastly, is your business in an active bankruptcy? We're going to go on the honor system with this. We will have the ability, however, to check on some of these, especially the ones that have to do with the county. So please, please let us know in advance before you continue with the process. And then we need the owner to sign and date the application. This is one of the exhibits, the use of funds or the Build Safe grant program. Remember, these funds are up to $10,000 to purchase materials for pandemic-related modifications to your business. It will apply for safety supplies and cleaning supplies and basic technology to allow you to operate more effectively. These items that are purchased are meant to improve the safety measures of your business so that customers can feel safe and your employees feel safe being at work or going back to work. So please be sure to fill it all out. The business name, the owner name, an authorized secondary contact, and then be very descriptive. We may even ask you to provide us with a statement of how the item that you are trying to apply goes back to your COVID-19 circumstance, right? So if you are asking for, say, boxes because you are now having to ship product instead of clients coming in and buying it, it's definitely an eligible expense. You just have to be very descriptive about how it ties back into the negative impact from COVID. For source, indicate where you're going to purchase these items from. Is it a local office supply company? Is it an online company? And then what is the cost of it? And we will ask you to provide us with receipts for all of the use of funds that you have utilized for this grant. Then the total should be placed here. Don't leave it for us to add up. Please make sure that it is exactly what you're asking for. And if the amount is over the threshold of 10,000, then please check your math again, make sure that you remove some items. We can only authorize a grant for up to 10,000 in each of these sections. So please don't ask for $12,000 or $15,000 worth of supplies. We know that you need them, but the grant threshold is $10,000. For the commercial assistance grant, this is what the use of funds form looks like as well. Eligible businesses may receive up to $10,000 for this grant, and this can be used for paying for past due or current business mortgage, rent, and utility assistance as well. Again, just like the other use of funds form, be very descriptive about what this is going to be covering. If it's for rent, please indicate the name of your property manager or landlord. Include copies of the utility bills that you're asking for assistance. And if it's for multiple months, please don't let us do the math for you. If you have payment arrangements and you owe back payments or late fees, please indicate them clearly. If you need additional pages, please use them, and make sure that the total is not more than 10,000. That's our threshold for each of these grants. So up to $10,000 for each one. We're going to ask for a completed client information form, and this is what it looks like. It's very, very basic. Only answer the information that pertains to you. This allows our business development specialist to reach out to you to see if there's any technical assistance that we can provide that is a benefit to this grant program. And by utilizing the chamber as an administrator, we have 8 business development specialists that can help you through any phase of your business. You are not obligated to any fees for this. We just need to know who you are, tell us about your company, how you heard about us, what is the nature of the counseling you're seeking. For this, I would definitely check off the COVID-related financing, because that's what this grant is. It is COVID-related financing. For business structured documents, we talked about anything that indicates to us what the structure of your business is. An assumed name license, like this sample that I'm going through very quickly, or like this one that came from the Office of the Secretary of State. This is another one that we'll definitely accept for your company. When it comes to loss due to COVID-19, we gave some examples, but here's a very simple profit and loss for Larry's Landscaping and Garden Supply. Something like this that indicates that you had a loss, we'll take. We'll even take this simple profit and loss document that you can fill out, choose a month in 2019, and then give us the comparable for 2020 that shows a loss. Or you can sign this COVID-19 relief self-certification letter. Basically, it says my business has experienced at least a 15% loss since March of 2020 due to the COVID-19 public health emergency. If you sign this, we don't need any of your financials. To prove the location of your business, a business lease, a utility bill in the name of your company with an address, your business registration, any mail received at your location. So you'll see this, your customer name is right up here. We'll take that. Even if you're not asking us to cover any of your utilities, we'll still take that as proof. For proof of ownership, we need a current income tax return, a payroll listing that lists the owner, a salary stub. Any of those 3 items are acceptable. And then we provided some samples of what those documents look like. Here is a sample of a check stub, so we'll definitely take that. Your identification is a current picture ID on all of the owners if there are more than one. So we'll take that. And then we went over the use of funds already. And again, please attach any estimates, any invoices that you may have already received for it. Just make sure that you provide those to us. Your shopping cart, I'll take that. And again, we'll look at each individual grant we're answering, responding to your questions. So 41 minutes, not too bad on the entire process, and a little bit of an explanation about it as well. So now we're open for questions.
Yes, of course. So we have a lot of questions coming in through the Q&A. I've already answered a few of them via text. So let's start with the first one we have here from Victoria Duron. She is asking, our business is financed by owner, but we are behind on payments. Does that make a difference because it's not financed through a bank?
No, it doesn't make a difference. As long as you have a statement or an invoice, something that shows what you're behind, and you can document that to us, that is fine.
Perfect. There you go. We have an anonymous attendee asking, our business is a brew pub. We sell food, merchandise, and beer brewed in-house. Customers can buy food and merchandise with no age restriction, but beer can be served to adults. Would we be eligible?
Yes, you would. As long as the bar, brewery does serve food, then that does make it eligible.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Terry. And we have Mr. Ricardo Lozoya asking, in addition to laptops, can the grant include software, for example, Office, Adobe software?
Absolutely. Whatever will make your home office or your office away from home or away from the business functional for you, absolutely.
Perfect. And we have Mr. Rolando Vivas asking two different questions. First one, if I don't have an EIN, what else can I use?
So businesses that don't have an EIN typically are sole proprietors, and they utilize their social security. So we will take that, but we can also help you to obtain an EIN number. They don't cost anything, and they're very easy to get.
There you go. And he's also asking, what do you mean with current or past due lease or utility bills? If I was able to pay them, can I still apply?
No. So if you paid them, then you don't need the assistance of the grant, right? So if you are past due on your utilities, so you haven't paid them for November or December, or you owe for January, that's current month. If you owe for January, you can submit that bill to us, or those utility bills, and we will help you pay those through the grant.
There you go. And just a reminder for our attendees, we are answering questions right now. So if you have any questions, go ahead and submit them through the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. We have Miss Isabella Kirk. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Hello, I'm a sole owner of the Innovative Science Applications, ISA, a consulting enterprise in nanotechnology areas. I am located in Pasadena, California, next to the California Institute of Technology, Caltech, where I graduated from and with whom I still work. However, I do consult across the country and internationally. Could I apply for the 10,000 grant through the El Paso organizations, or should I look for a FAST-ER program in California?
I would definitely look for a program where you are and where you operate your business. These are for businesses that are located and operate in the county of El Paso, Texas.
There you go, Isabella. So we have another anonymous attendee asking, what is the reasoning behind the priority given to businesses outside of the city limits?
These are county funds. So because they are our county funds, priority is going to be provided to the businesses that are located in the outlying rural areas. But all businesses are able to apply, and there is substantial funding to go around, hopefully to cover everybody.
There you go. And we also have Miss Lisa Leger Baillo asking, the grant for rents, can it be used for current and future rent?
It can be used for past and current, not future.
Perfect.
Thank you for your question, though, Lisa.
And then we have Miss Ruth Amaya submitting a question about exhibit number 9 on the application. I believe she's saying, what constitutes investment for technological solutions that allows employees to work from home?
Okay, so I gave some samples like a business telephone, a mobile phone that you can utilize to stay in touch with your employees that may potentially have to work from home. A laptop, another caller indicated some software to help them to stay connected. Maybe it's a Zoom license and licensing for all of your people. I think it's just a matter of sitting down and saying, if we had to work from home, due to a shutdown or due to a stay home directive, what would make that easiest for us? And then any technology that you would like to apply for that connects to that would be eligible, as long as it meets the $10,000 threshold.
There you go. And if you still have further questions about this topic, you can go ahead and call any of our business development specialists at 915-566-4066. Perfect. We have Miss Lily Salas asking, can the grant be used for relocating?
For relocating, I would need a little bit more information. So if it's just to start another office, then no. But if it is to relocate some of your employees to cut down on how many people you have in your building, then yes. So if it pertains to COVID and social distancing, then yes, but not just to start another office.
Yeah, I mean, all right, thank you for that answer. And we're moving on. We have an anonymous attendee asking, are people able to apply even if they've received grant funding before from the city, county, chamber, or SBA?
Absolutely. It's an entirely different pot of money, so you can definitely do that. You will be restricted, however, to applying for one loan and one grant product. So just keep that in mind.
And then we have Mr. Hugo Ontiveros asking, what about business past due loans which date before 2020? Is there help for those?
So not for before 2020. You can even submit your business taxes for 2020. If you owe business taxes for 2020, you can submit that, but not for prior to 2020 because this is a COVID related relief program. So it will focus on expenses for 2020, which is the year that the pandemic hit.
Perfect, thank you. And then we have a question here, also from an anonymous attendee. How far back does the grant cover of applying for the commercial grant program? For example, if my business has past due bills going back to May of 2020, would they be covered up to the 10K limit?
Yes, they would. They go back to March of 2020.
Okay, perfect. And then we have Ms. Patricia Salazar Burgos. What if the mortgage payments were able to be made through funds from a grant, but without those funds, the utilities and the lease would have been late slash, how would you look at this situation?
If they're paid, then we can't, we would not be able to touch it, regardless of how it was paid. We're going to provide funding for any past due, late fees, partial payments, whatever had to be done that is not paid or currently due.
There
I
you
hope
have
that
it.
answers that.
Yeah, I think so. It's just the past due bill. So
Right.
if they're paid, it's not, doesn't technically qualify.
No.
So just responding, I did respond to a few of them via just text. So going over those, we received some questions asking, can we apply to both PPP and this program? I already responded, but Ms. Terry, go ahead and say that just so that they can hear from coming from you.
Okay, yes, yes, we can.
There you go. You got it from Ms. Terry. She knows everything about the FASTER program and all the loans. And then once again, a lot of people ask if they'll be getting a copy of this presentation, so we can go ahead and send that link to you once we're done with the session. We'll go ahead and email it to everyone.
Absolutely. And if
Let's see.
they haven't received an application and they're interested in getting it via email, definitely email us at thefaster@ephcc.org and we'll send it to you with our contact names and numbers in case you have questions, or you can find it on our website as well.
Perfect. And then we also had Ms. Victoria Duron ask, are we allowed to apply to both grants? I'm thinking the commercial and the build grants. So can you answer that?
Yes, absolutely. You can, it's all underneath one grant. It's 2 grant programs. You just can't apply for the program twice from us and somebody else, right?
Perfect. And then we also had someone asking, do you need to be a member of the chamber in order to apply for these grants?
No, not at all.
There
We'll
we go.
encourage you at some point when the business becomes stable. I think every business should be a member of an association, especially one as reputable and visible as our chamber, because you need to have a place where you get your information, where you can go to for training and for assistance. But it is definitely not a requirement to apply for this funding.
Definitely. We would love to have you. I think right now it's about surviving, and later on it will be about thriving. So if you want to thrive, join the chamber. We have more questions coming up. So Victoria Duron is asking, so we would just need a letter from the landlord stating we are behind and the amount we are behind, right?
So you can get a letter from your landlord. The letter from the landlord is not specifically needed. We need to know who the landlord is. We're not planning on contacting them. And then you let us know how far behind you are, what months you're behind, if there are late payments that are included, if there are partial payments that were made. So some landlords will provide it readily, some won't, but we'll definitely accept what you provide us in that case.
Perfect. We have Ms. Isabella Kirk again asking, could you send me a link to the FASTER program or similar that exists in California?
So we don't know about California or what's going on with them, but we can definitely connect you to other MBDA business centers, other minority chambers, and other women's centers that are in those areas in the event that they are making something like this available. We know that here it's available through our county. They recognize the need and develop this program. So it may not be available everywhere, but we can definitely give you some resources to contact.
Definitely. And Isabella, we have notated your name here so we can make sure and follow up with that. We have Mr. Ricardo Lozoya asking, is the lost revenue calculated against past year? Our business is not equal in income every month. Can we compare year to year, example, 2019 versus 2020 as a whole year?
Yes.
There you go. All right, perfect. And we have one question coming in via Facebook, and they're asking, I don't have any pay stubs. I have employees, but I don't have any pay stubs, or I guess like some kind of notation that they've been paying employees. Can they still apply?
That they've been paying employees.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's
what it
not a
says.
requirement. I mean, that is not necessarily a requirement. We're not asking for that. What we're asking for the pay stubs for or proof of is ownership. So your most current income tax return is sufficient, a pay stub on the owner, a copy of a bank statement showing the owner draw. We just need a document that indicates that they are the owner. I don't need it on the employees.
Perfect. There you go. And I think those are the questions. All the questions have been answered. Plenty came in. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, actually, we have one last one here coming in. We have Ms. Lily Salas asking, we are downsizing our rent and utilities expenses. Our leasing contract ends this current month and the landlord will not renew it. Can we still apply for the grant?
You can still apply for you're not renewing it. I think we have to look at this one in particular, just one-on-one. Is she going to continue to operate the business? It doesn't matter from where. It can be a home-based business. It doesn't necessarily have to be a leased space, but we'd have to look to see that it was still going to remain eligible by operating within the county and not outside of the county. Let's look at that one individually. Have them give me a call and I'll walk them through that part of it. But if the business continues to operate and they are going to be incurring another expense due to mortgage or rent for a new location, yes.
There you go. So give us a call so you can set up an appointment with Miss Terry, 915-566-4066. If you haven't written down her phone number, you can just do a quick Google search, El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we have our contact information right there. We have Miss Victoria Duron asking, for technology, would we be able to purchase iPads for estimating purposes in the business in order to social distance when customers need estimates? We own an auto collision center.
Yes, you would.
Perfect. Okay, so I don't have any more questions coming in. I'm going to give it about a minute. Let's just go ahead and repeat our contact information and see if we have any more questions coming in. Ms. Terry, what is the email they should use to inquire about the FAST-ER program?
Absolutely. Please send your email inquiries or your applications to FAST-ER, F-A-S-T-E-R at ephcc.org. You can call us at 915-566-4066. And while we're waiting for questions, there's a lot of misrepresentation out there in the community, a lot of misunderstanding about grants versus loans. So please, before you say this is not for me, give us a call and let us help you to understand it. Grants are not paid back. This is not going to become a payment or a debt that you have to repay. Grants are free. It literally is free money to help you with your business because the government understands that business is struggling due to COVID-19. If you are applying for a grant, potentially that is going to have a payment that goes back to it. But do look at these loans as well, because these loans that are available on the epbusinessstrong.org website do have a forgivable component to them. So that part of it would not be paid back. So just educate yourselves about what is out there, what is available, and what you can apply for. We strongly urge you to look at this. It's a great resource. The money won't be around for long. So definitely apply if you believe that you can. Call and ask us, and we'd be happy to make sure you have all the information you need.
Definitely, I agree. Thank you so much, Ms. Terry. And we only got one more question, which was to repeat our phone number. So phone number of our chamber office, 915-566-4066. So go ahead and give us a call. I think this is the end of our session, Ms. Terry. Thank you so much for presenting. Lots of information. So remember, if you know anyone that could benefit from this session, but in Spanish, go ahead and send them the registration link. It's on our Facebook, all of our social media platforms, on our website. Give us a call. We can send you the registration link. So we'll see you later. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.